how do you develop leaders in your organization? Well, what I learned is that great leaders are able to identify potential leaders and then develop those potential leaders to become good leaders. And this relies on two things. Number one, your ability as a leader to see the big picture. When you see the big picture, then you see who's needed on your team. One exercise I take leaders through is to imagine what would be the ideal organization in 3 years' time. Now you can argue, Florian, how can I think about 3 years' time? It's a very long time now. After COVID, we can't even plan for more than 6 months, 1 year. I get you, I hear you. But let me tell you something. If you're not intentional about building that team, then how are you going to do it? If 3 years is too long, then maybe think about 1 year. But I would like you to think as long term as possible. So you are actually intentional about building that team. So in order for you to see the big picture, think about what's the organization, the ideal organization that you need in place to take you where you want to be in 3 years' time. Okay? That's your ability to see the big picture. And secondly, it's your ability to assess and identify potential in your employees or in the candidates that you're actually interviewing. So two things, see the big picture and identify potential. When you're able to identify that potential in people and see how they might fit your organization in 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever that time frame is, that's when you're position yourself as a leader to create a great team, right? So remember, as a leader, and great leaders, what they do is they're able to see those opportunities in the future, identify potential leaders, and develop those people to become good leaders. That's the key to building a leadership culture in your organization. And if you do that, you don't have to worry about your success and planning and everything else, because you're going to have leaders that are developed in your organization. And you know what those leaders, great leaders do? Well, they bring their teams to events. And one of the next events we're going to host in leadership in Gothenburg, it's a leadership conference where John Maxwell and other thought leaders are going to speak virtually from the United States, and we're going to stream that in Gothenburg. So if you have identified potential leaders on your team, bring them to Live to Lead, expose them to leadership content. Because here's what I know. There is no better way for you to grow them and develop them than exposing them to the same kind of culture and content and thought leaders that you are exposing yourself. So I know you can pass that on to them, but I have found that it's better to bring them in so they now see what leadership is, and they now see what opportunity for growth looks like. I hope to see you there, and I hope to see your team there.